find this on camera. We'll see if anybody shows. Hello. I'm gonna pull up the chat on my cellular phone. Let me know if you can see me all right. If you are here, also don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Let's see here. Oh, let me turn the volume down so I can make sure I don't accidentally overhear myself. I am at the Skooliepalooza. I was gonna do this outside, but it's way too windy. Especially since I was hoping to include some other people, so I guess I'm just gonna be all by myself in the box truck talking to you guys. Yay, confirmation! I can be heard and seen. I am hotspotting right now so that I can have the cell phone in my hand so I can see the scroll a little better. Hello, everybody. So this shirt is one of my new favorites. It has the little Star Trek thing, and it says, "This is my lucky red shirt." So all the people who know Star Trek know why that's funny. It's supposed to be a joke. Oh, and Mickey is right here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where is he? There he is. Mickey, say hi. You're not saying hi. You're just looking. You look very grumpy right now, Mickey. Have you not liked all the dogs that have been around, Mickey? Has it been too much dog for you? One too many dogs? Huh? Okay. Yay, everybody's popping in. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat. I'm still trying to pull it up on my phone. I'm wasting so much time. Boom! There we go. Is anybody in the chat at Skooliepalooza or still in Arizona? Because I recognize some of these names, so I know you're in the area. Like Vanlife with Gina's in the chat. Deborah on the Go is in the chat. Tina, what's up? D. Huffman, what's up? And I know some of you guys were in the area, so I'm curious who is still in Arizona or even at Skooliepalooza or in the area in general since RTR ended and Skooliepalooza has kind of become the major event in the area. Charmillos. Oh, Penn in Kentucky says I'm nope in snowy Kentucky. Are most people in the chat not in the Arizona area right now, or are there some of you that are here? Deborah on the Go says, I'm in Florida. Come on down. It's cold as heck here. LOL. Grandma Kelly says that is Mickey's bed now, along with everything else in the box truck. Pretty much. It all belongs to him. I am just the visitor who sometimes gets to sleep there and feed him. What is it? Missy, what does that say? Cold in Indiana here. Indiana. I can't say words, guys. I cannot say words. So right there is my new fan that I installed during the RTR. I pulled out the old one and installed that one, and I'm pretty happy with it. I actually think it looks better than the old one in a lot of ways, and it matches the other one better. So my front one is over there. Now this one, they're both Max fans, but this is the one that's like fully enclosed, and it also has a remote. So this one's like a more expensive model. And this one over here is a manual Max fan, so it doesn't have a remote. So I actually have to stand on my tiptoes to actually turn this. And it's manual, but it does the job. And so I'm much happier with that one than the old one I had in there. The old one was fine. I was just not happy with it. So I'm glad to have switched it out. And I went up on the roof today to take a look at it from the other side, and it's looking great. So I'm happy. I'm a happy girl. I'm a happy girl. Tina says, I wish I was there. You'll get here, Tina. You'll get here. D. Huffman is in Miami. Marty Malone is in Montana. Marty says my Montana cousins spend the winters down there. Oh, I read that wrong. I read it so you're not in Montana. You tell your Montana cousins to spend the winters down here, and you told them to check it out. Charmel says, I've been watching the whole thing online. At least you're watching an interesting thing unfold from different, like, directions. If anybody wants to see what happened with the shift from the old Skooliepalooza location to the new Skooliepalooza location, I suggest you go to Bunny's channel. She's actually outside right now. She's not that far from where I am. But anyway, Bunny Plays Here did a whole video on sort of the move, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I think Paul Berger did a video. Also, I ran into Paul the bread trucker the other day, him and Ellie, so that was cool. I haven't tracked him down again because I wanted to connect with him while not music was going on, and it didn't happen. Ramona Hopewell says, I want to be somewhere it's warm, it's flurries, and 33 degrees here. Well, I don't know how warm it is. Let me see. I guess it's pretty decent right now. My very not good temperature gauge does put it in the 60s right now, but with the wind and overnight, it gets pretty cold, enough that you want to bundle up, but not so much that you're freezing. Like you definitely need to bundle up and feel warm at night. But during the middle of the day, it never gets worse than jacket weather. D. Huffman says, we have to plan a meetup at RTR next year. Yeah, I might have to just set aside a day just so people can officially, like, find me. I am not going to do anything too elaborate. Sorry, there's something on my screen, so I'm going to scratch that real quick. But I'm not going to do anything too elaborate. It's literally going to be, I'm here for a few hours. If you want to come say hey, like, I'm hanging out. You can look at the box truck. You can meet Mickey. And that'll be the end of it. I'm not doing anything big or official or, like, involved because I just do not want to commit to that level of planning. It's been cool just to run into people, but I know some people feel like they really wanted to, like, connect. And so I do have to figure out how I want to provide that space by not feeling overwhelmed by having to, like, actually have an event or something. I don't want to do that. I absolutely do not. I worked in theater. I know what it means to plan it. I've also worked events, so I know what it means to plan an event. Julianne says, I'm home in Texas. Miss VKC says it's 30 degrees in my area of New Jersey. Martina says she's in Huber Heights, Ohio, and it's 16 degrees and feels like 4. All right, you win. I haven't been in anything that cold in a while. Charmel says I'm in Seattle. Marty Malone says it's sunny and beautiful here in Oregon. Big Buford says snowing in Baltimore tonight. Maddie's in the chat. What is up, Maddie Van Halen? I met Maddie recently, so we finally met in person after a couple of hits and misses. Maddie Van Halen has a great channel, so if you haven't subscribed to him, you should. And he is very tall. That was my first reaction to seeing him in person. I was like, whoa, Maddie, you're tall. And he came in the box truck, and he was like, you know, he could stand up in here, but I was like, wow, I have to get on my tiptoes to, like, touch the ceiling, and he was just there. It was great meeting Maddie. All right, there we go. I had a little crash and burn there. Oh boy, this happens sometimes. I'm so sorry. Marty Malone says maybe do an afternoon thing with it. that states 2 to 4 or something like that, so people know they need to leave you alone. Well, I don't want to state it like that, but I do, like, at night, there's a certain point where I burn out and I honestly just need to lock myself up alone and, like, kind of have my own space. And that's really what I love about sort of the found here is, like, everybody who, like, has entered sort of our little camping circle sort of respects everybody's level of engagement with socialness. So, like, there was one night there was, like, a live, like, band, and we all walked down, well, all of us who are still here. By the way, Lady Bug Out has left us, but she recently celebrated her birthday, and if you haven't said happy birthday to Lady Bug Out, definitely bug out over to her channel after this live and just drop her a happy birthday because she did recently celebrate a birthday. But anyway, so there was one night everybody went partying and I was just like, not me. And I just didn't have the social energy for a crowd. And so I kind of, like, did my own thing and I went on back to the box truck and I went to bed like the lame person that I am. And what I love about this friend group is nobody feels like, that's a bad thing. It's like, I can engage at the level of social interaction I want, and when I need to, like, lock myself up in my bubble and be alone, like, people are very respectful of that, and they also, like, I don't feel guilty about it. Like, around some people, I feel guilty about, like, taking that time, and so it's great to have, like, found a group of people who are definitely okay with the ebb and flow of my ability to be, around a lot. And sometimes it's just like the stimulus of that many people is too much. Sometimes the stimulus of just being in crowd intensity is too much. And that's why I think it's easier for me to manage at events than, like, be at them, because then I'm focused in on what I'm doing. Like, I used to work at a nightclub and I loved it because, like, it gave me sort of a throughway to engagement that I did not have when I was just at the club. Like, I never enjoyed that experience. It was always too much. I felt overstimulated. There was no place to focus. And so, like, when I have something to focus on, I'm a little bit better than when I'm just there in a crowd. And then I feel guilty on top of that because everybody else is having fun and engaged. And I'm just like, this is too much. It's too much stimulation. And I kind of went out. And so I've enjoyed, like, being around people who are okay. It's nice to know that that can exist. Like, you can have people who sort of respect your level of engagement or disengagement when you need it. And I've really, really loved that about finding sort of my own little circle of friends. Okay, that was a lot of rambling about how lame I am and boring. Linda Ortiz says, I live in Denver, but currently in Oregon. My mom passed away a few days ago. I'm sorry to hear that, Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. I lost my mother a number of years ago, and there are moments that's just still hard. Jose says, hello, Dawn. I just woke up to your YouTube live chat. Welcome. D, thank you for the reminder to hit that thumbs up. If you are in the chat, yeah, take a minute to, like, hit a thumbs up on the video. It certainly helps. So, yeah. I'm in a loop buffering. I wonder if this is old. Let me take a look at it real quick. I'm not trying to double up anymore because I think it puts too much stress on the... Let's see. No, it's definitely moving. Okay. I think this is old when I was in the middle of my buffer. Because I'm looking at myself on the phone. I'm like, is the video moving? The video's moving. Okay. Cool. Let's get back into the chat. GH is Glow the Protector says, hi, Dawn. I've been sick feeling but feeling a lot better. That was the part I was reading when I was smiling, that you were feeling a lot better. You're looking wonderful and the van looks awesome. Thank you so much. Tina, thank you for dropping a link to Patreon. I owe Patreon a Zoom chat. I definitely want to get on that. So Zoom chats are something I like to do with my patrons. It's a little bit next level. Allows us to have face-to-face time. So that's something I meant to do 2 this month, and with everything going on with the events, I just did not have time to plan them. But yeah, we got to get some Zoom chats going in the Patreon. uh, doop. There we go. Marty Malone says, not lame at all. I was the kid that hated spending the night at other kids' houses because I wanted to go to sleep at a reasonable time. Marty Malone, I feel you. And it wasn't even about the reasonable time. I love to go to sleep and wake up in my space, which some people don't get. Like, if you're at their house, they think, obviously, sleeping in their house is going to be better than sleeping in your quote-unquote vehicle. But even when I had my minivan, I just like the idea that I was going to sleep in my space and I was going to wake up in my space, and having that space that was mine for going to bed and waking up. Even if I stayed up all night and watched TV, there's something about that piece of being in my space or reading a book, or whatever, in preparation for like dealing with the world. So like that's kind of how I am. GH's Glow the Protector says, me too, in my own bed. Exactly. Like, there's nothing better to me than sleeping in my own bed and going to sleep and waking up in my own space. Like, nothing. And I think that's why I find, like, I don't feel like some people feel like they need a break about going into a hotel. But when I go into a hotel, it's just another space that's not my space. And that space could be way more glamorous than anything I have in this box truck, but it's not mine. It doesn't have my stuff. It doesn't have the comfort of my stuff in my bed. You know, even when my bed was a camping cot in a minivan, it was mine. And there was something about going home to that space and waking up in that space that was always better than any of the alternatives. Ramona Hopewell says, I wanted to spend the night at other places because my mom was too strict and my siblings drove me crazy. I can understand that. Because there were times. I'm not my mom. I had a pretty good relationship with my mom most of the time. But my mom adopted 5 girls. And, like, I cared about them and I loved them and everything. But sometimes, because I was way older than them. Like, I was in high school when they were in elementary school. But luckily, they didn't sleep in my room. So I could go in my room by myself. And that was always great. Ramona says, 5 girls, Lord help. Yes, some nights. And so there were 3 sisters that were stair steps. So they were a year apart. They were biological sisters. And then the other 2 girls had come to my mom independently through the foster care system. And they were the same age as the middle child. So you had 3 girls that were the same age. So it was basically like having triplets. And then you had one older and one younger. And they could be a handful sometimes. And she got them when they were toddlers and had them through graduating high school. And they got adopted like late into elementary school. But yeah, especially when they were really little, they were a lot. And when they were middle school, they were a lot. I'm gonna get a tissue. Oh man. You guys are gonna have to forgive me. I gotta step off camera for a second. Well, that was very not fun. All right. So I will say, like, RTR was a very different flow from Skooliepalooza, because there were RTR was this very organized, like, educational experience. Like, if you went, you kind of went to the events. There was some socialization. There was the free pile. I think they did an amazing job with the free pile. There was a lot of really nice stuff that people were rehoming, and I even picked up. I'll show you what I got at the free pile. So I needed a tray, and I was gonna buy one of these for my forks and spoons and stuff, and I didn't have one. And so now I have one, because I got one from the free pile. There were like 3 of them, and I was trying to find one that was the right shape, and I kind of guessed and hoped this would work. And for what I have right now, this actually works great. I do have my own straws, because I'm from California, so I bought a set of these like reusable plastic straws. They're really like tough. I use them as stirrers sometimes, because they're not these cheapo thin ones, but anyway. So yeah, I was happy to find this, and there was all kinds of like silly little finds like that were really cool. I also purged a bunch of stuff that I did not need, including I had 2 12-volt showers, and I actually just rehomed one of those to our fellow campsiter, Casey, and people seem to think I'm only hanging out with YouTubers. There were several people that kind of became a part of our camp that were not YouTubers, you know. Let me see. Shoot, I can't get the drawer closed. There we go. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, I'm gonna have to rearrange. I did something wrong. I don't know what it did. Deborah on the go, I guess, in sentiment to my saying I'd rather sleep in my box truck than anywhere else, and even before that, my van and my minivan. She says, I feel exactly the same way. There's no place like home. I added words, but that's basically what you said. D. Huffman says, they give out paper straws in Florida. I hate them. Yeah, those straws, and also, like, I taste the paper. They start to melt after a while. So I definitely invested in some good straws, because, like, the ones they give you at, like, I see what they're doing, and I appreciate any efforts to, like, preserve the environment or whatever. But the straws that they give you now at some places, they just suck. So, like, I just bought my own straws, and I'd rather use them. Shara Mills, this is in reference to RTR, says, this was the first time they've had it at the park. I was worried about parking space. I think parking went fine, especially because, like, there was daytime parking, and there were kind of places to park as long as you were there during the day and leave. There were just several places to park. I don't think parking ever really became an issue. And the thing is, like, people who weren't really interested in going to the sessions kind of just stayed at their campsites, to be honest. Like, there was a lot of people, you know, they found their people and they hung out a lot at their campsites. They didn't really spend a lot of time, like, going to the actual RTR site and event, unless they wanted to, like, go to the free pile, see if they could run into anybody, or go to, like, one of the panels. I was only on one panel this year, and it was during the WRTR, and they did not film that one, but I did do a class in apps for HOWA for the online RTRs, and so I did do that. So that's on the HOWA website. I went through a bunch of apps, but I think some of those I'm going to do my own video on that kind of expands on some of them, because there was so much more I could have said about using those apps for van life, and I had to condense it to kind of make it, you know, good for HOWA. But I think, like, I could do a more in-depth video on some of those, as far as, like, how to use them for being on the road and finding the resources that you need. And that's not just campsites and where to sleep. It's laundromats, it's showers, it's all those things. And there's definitely more I could have said about all the apps that I did, and so I might do some follow-up videos on some of those. But yeah, that's the 2 things I did that were, like, panel type, class type things. And I think the RTR has evolved more into that. So the people who just want to come to hang out, they just do. They come to the area, they find a campsite, they connect with their people, and they hang out. Now, the bad part of that, I think, is that because we're spread out and in different, like, washes and places, and, like, LTVA parking and all that other type. Did I say those initials right? I don't even know. Parking and all that kind of stuff. It is harder for the newer people to sometimes find their people, because if you already have people or you're trying to camp alone anyway, like that's really easy to do. But if you're brand new, there is a little hiccup into coming in and finding sort of your tribe. I think more so than when the RTR was an event where you came and camped at the site of the RTR. So I think that's more sort of the transition it's kind of going through as it kind of matures into a different kind of event than it used to be. Whereas I think Skooliepalooza is a little more still in its Wild West stage. It's much more about everybody kind of being in the same zone, kind of parking your vehicle, leaving it there, and doing a little more walking around unless you need to go into town for supplies. But it's also a little less formal. And there being like a schedule of events and like things you can go to. It's more about this community interactive experience. Than sort of where the RTR has evolved to. But I think like the RTR is needed in the zone that it's finding itself. So we'll see how. Sorry about that. Sorry. I know people are like, where did she go? So I'm going to jump right back into the chat. Southern Project says, I like sleeping in my bed in the bus, even still in the beginning build mode. There's no bed like my bed. Exactly. That's how I feel. Victoria says, Dawn, I'm hitting the road next week. I would love to meet you somewhere, anywhere. Let me know if it's possible. I do not know if it's possible because I don't even know what I'm doing in the next week or two. GH's Glow the Protector says they have bamboo straws. I know, I don't really like them. Like I like the solid plastic ones I have that aren't disposable, or at least you're supposed to reuse them. Tina says I got the metal straws, they're really good. I'm iffy about the metal straws too. I really just like the hard plastic ones. Like as far as like when I want a straw, those are the ones I like. Jose says, my GMC Envoy is covered up in snow. It's going to be painful to get that snow off. I remember those days, and I don't miss them. I never want to dig out a vehicle out of the snow again. Dawn, please call me Deb G. I'm not my channel here. I love you, Deb G. MP Mar says, hello, Dawn and Mickey. Pray life is treating you well. As well as it can be. I got no complaints. Penn in Kentucky is a fan of the metal straws. She says, I hosted a pampered chef party and metal straws were one of my gifts. Sorry. I like them. Anything's better than those paper straws that they give you at the freaking at some of the places now. Penn in Kentucky X, is that a ST? I'm assuming you're saying Star Trek shirt. Yes, it's a Star Trek shirt, and it says, this is my lucky red shirt. It's a joke because red shirts in the original series. So yeah, it's a Star Trek shirt. Vanlife Voyages says, we were in Quartzsite and then Skooliepalooza. I'm assuming you've rolled out from Skooliepalooza at this point. Some people have already broken out. They're like, okay, I'm good. And didn't run into you. Hopefully down the road. Definitely. Next year, depending on what life is next year, like I said, I might plan a day where I'm like, so this is where I am. I'm going to be hanging out here for like 2 hours. Like, come see me, as opposed to the whole, like, if you accidentally run across me thing. Because there were a few days where I was just out of it and I just spent some time by myself or on a project. Like, if you look at my video, there's a day I did that roof vent And like I was pretty much at my campsite the whole day. Like unless you were in the same wash I was, the chances of you running across me were very slim. So like I might do a planned thing where if people like want to intentionally run across me, it just happens. I was in a very different place the last time I came to RTR, and I was definitely like, I had a microcosm of a channel at that point. So I was just like, oh, I'm just going. And it's not, I don't like all the attention like being on me or feeling like the center of a thing at all. I don't like that. But at the same time, I know there were people who would have loved to just like talk to me and have a conversation, and the people I've casually met who have, you know, seen my channel and we've had good conversations. I would love the chance to intentionally create that, also possibly build friendships between those people, because like in a live chat like this, there's a lot of talking to me, which is great. But the beautiful, and I saw this when Dee met some of her subscribers, the beautiful thing is like if you can get all those people together, they also start to create their own bonds and sort of grow forward from that. So I would love to also somehow foster that in the future. It's just a way of fostering it without feeling like I have to make it this big thing. And so like I think a simple like, hey, like the way Brian Adventure Van Man did his meetup, I think was really great. I did meet Box Van D. I unfortunately did not see her box truck, but I did meet her and we did have a chat, and I actually have her sticker on my back door. On the back. The stickers on my back door have doubled, but I still have a mission of getting that door covered in stickers. So I'm nowhere near my goal. I need to make myself a new sticker. I do not currently have one. And so I felt really weird just because I'm the worst YouTuber ever. I don't even, like, I feel so weird about that. Like, I don't even feel like I'm a YouTuber. People would be like, hey, yeah, I got here's a sticker. And I'm like, I don't have anything. And today I tracked down some of my old stickers, so I just wish I'd had them. Because that is sort of like a social moment, that I feel like I failed in repeatedly. Where, like, people are like, here's my sticker. And I'm like, I don't have one. I'm sorry. But I might be getting some help from people who are much better than me when it comes to graphic creativity. Vanlife Voyages confirms that paper straws suck. Yes, they do. The Banshee Adventure says, I nearly chipped a tooth on a metal straw. Wow, what kind of metal straw did you have? Ranger Annie says, I like the stainless steel straws too. We got a lot of fans of the stainless steel. They included a little brush, and SS doesn't support bacterial growth. Yeah, I actually have one of those as well. See, I got one with my plastic reusables, my hard plastic reusables. And again, the straws I have aren't like those little cheap ones where you get like 100 in a pack. They're a little bit more sturdy than them. They are super sturdy, and I really like them. And they don't add any weird taste I can't deal with. And yeah, I get a little brush to clean them out. So I love it. I love it. Also, that little brush is useful for other weird things where it has like weird awkward corners and you can't get to it. And I actually have 3, and I stole one of them for cleaning other stuff, and that one is kept in its own zone because it's for cleaning grosser stuff that might have small little areas I can't get to it. Doo-doo. Oh, Blue Mountain Moth, thank you so much. She says, Dawn, he, I'm not sure. Blue Mountain Moth says, Dawn, you are inspirational. Learned a lot from you and the other ladies. I'm currently building out my shuttle. Rock on. Thank you. I love it. Charmel said, when you were in courtside, did you listen to Bob Wells speak? Did he have anything interesting to say? Bob Wells spoke to the volunteers when we set up, and that was the only time I saw Bob. After that, the only thing I saw was his cardboard cutout. So if he spoke, I wasn't there. But he did say like something beautiful when he was talking to the volunteers after we finished setup, and he was talking about he never knew if it was and I'm paraphrasing, but he was talking about how he never knew if it was the right thing. He just put one foot in front of the other, and he always hoped it was like the right decision or something to that. And I thought it was really, really beautiful. And I really, really kind of respect who Bob Wells is and always will. So yeah. Julianne says, Dawn, can you please explain to all of us what a wash is? I don't know what it is, but not everyone who has been to Quartzsite or seen it online knows what a wash is on the BLM land there. I can't explain it because I don't know how to define it. I just know there's a sign and it said Skadden Wash, and I knew that that was BLM land and that I could park there for free. But I'm sure there's somewhere out there online that explains what a wash actually is. I probably should educate myself on it, but I have not educated myself completely beyond it says it's a wash. Vanlife Voyages says that would be great. We have made awesome bonds and camped often with Box Van D. I would love the chance also just to like not only see Box Van D's box truck in person, but also like she seems like a cool person to sit around a campfire with. But I just had in my brain like way too much going on at the time. And honestly, there was a point where I got overwhelmed by everything that was going on. I'm feeling a little bit calmer now. Ramona Hopewell is again on team stainless steel straws. She says, I have several stainless steel straws and I love them. Oh, Martina, thank you. Martina 1 says, Julie N, what is a wash? A wash is a narrow, constricting dry bed of an intermittent stream, as at the bottom of a canyon. Typically dry, but subject to rapid flow during flash flooding. So yes, that is the definition of a wash. Thank you, Mark. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't really know. I was like, they said I can park at the wash. The sign says it's the wash. There we go. Victoria Christian says, I feel like I asked a guy on a date and he dumped me. I'm a patron. You could have at least said, I'm sorry, we can't meet you. There was never a point where you couldn't have met me. It was just a matter of I didn't coordinate anything. But that's why I said I was going to be at RTR. It was just impossible to say where, when, and for how long. Because, yeah. It was just impossible for say where, when, and for how long. But like I never really planned anything where I was going to be in a specific place, and I didn't know what RTR was even going to be this year, because the last time I went, like again, it was a park and camp at the event type event, and so I ran across so many YouTubers by accident, and people had signs up, and so that was my previous experience with RTR. It was really easy just to run into people, so the concept of ever even organizing anything never even occurred to me. It was like, oh, like I'll run across people. If people want to find me, they'll definitely see me. And I didn't really think about it beyond that, you know. And I was at Carol's event, which I told people I was going to be at, but I think some of the understanding of that got confusing. But yeah, that's how it was. Mo Bang for your bucks. What's up? Says you were a very fun person to meet, by the way. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk longer. Next time I'll make some veggie egg rolls just for you, Dawn. Nice meeting you at Quartzsite. Nice meeting you as well. Extravagant Minimalist says, Bob Wells has done so much just from responding to a need. I agree. William O. Smith, again talking about the wash, says, if there is a thunderstorm, the water washes down the wash. Which is a very good reason to call it a wash. Deborah on the Go says, I like McDonald's straws. I reuse them several times and cut them into strips. That's 2 cuts, 3 seconds. The thing is, like, everybody's transitioning to these crappy paper straws, which are better for the environment. The plastic straws you used to get at McDonald's, like, a lot of places are getting rid of those. And I appreciate the reasons why they're doing it, but that doesn't change the fact that the paper straw suck. They totally suck. So getting your own, like, stainless steel or plastic or whatever you like there's also some I don't think they're latex. There's some kind of, like, bendable straw, and they go into a case. Like, getting those is just an advantage, so you don't have to use those really crappy, like, paper straws they're using as replacement straws. M. Penmar says, I'm back. My internet knocked out on me. Conked out on me. LOL. So did mine a couple of times. Silicone. Thank you, MP Mar. So yeah, the other type of straw is a silicone straw, and I do want to get some of the silicone straws because the stainless steel ones I'm just not a fan of. A lot of other people love them. There's nothing wrong with them. I also don't really like water. I don't mind tea, but I don't like water out of, like, stainless steel cups either. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's my brain, but to me, there's a taste to them I don't like. So yeah, that's just a me thing. That's not a there's something wrong with these straws thing. But there are also silicone straws, and then there's also, like, the hard plastic ones like I have. Um, so yeah, that's what it was. Miss VKC says, actually, the old plastic straws at McDonald's were recyclable. The current paper straws are not. I have no idea what they do at McDonald's. I haven't been in McDonald's in a long time. I have no idea. Actually, the most frequent time I've used my reusable straws is when, on the rare occasion I've gotten really into cold brew, which is bad because I'm not a coffee person, so I don't really do hot coffee, but I really like cold brew. And it's weird that I like cold brew. So I got to a point that I had to stop because it was too expensive, where I was going to Starbucks every day for either their Irish cream cold brew or their vanilla cream cold brew. And I stopped myself, and I've started making my own thing in the box truck because I was like, this is dumb. But that was when I used my straws the most. So honestly, I honestly don't know what the heck McDonald's is using. And a lot of places I go, like, the only thing they have is carbonated drinks, and I'm trying not to drink carbonated drinks. If I go to even if I go to Taco Bell, which is the place I'm most likely to go when I'm looking for fast food, like cheap fast food, the most likely place I go is Taco Bell. I never get a drink there. So I have no idea what they're using. I just know when I have gone places and gotten the straws, they've always been, like, really crappy, like, paper straws. And I'm like, I need a straw that I don't hate for some of these drinks. And I do like the straw because you can keep a cap on it, and you're less likely to make a big old mess because you can obviously just take the lid off and drink it without a straw. But, like, those have just been that's been my experience with hashtag straw life. But I might try to get some of the silicone ones. Vanlife Voyager says, we can vouch for Mobang's egg roll. So yummy. Yeah, he gave me an egg roll, and I was like, what's in it? And when I found out it was pork, that was so if you make some veggie egg rolls, I will definitely indulge. Tina says, "Yup, I had a couple of his egg rolls at the M21 meetup. They were really good." So your egg rolls have been vouched for. So next time with the veggie egg rolls, I'm gonna be expecting them to be delicious. um, Ruby, what's up? She says, "Hello, Dawn. Just picked up my phone and seen your notification. I'm glad you made it in." Julianne says, "In your most recent video about the RTR, where everyone was standing around petting Bob Wells' dog, Cody, I thought I saw him standing very near you behind his dog. That's where he was." We spoke to each other for a little bit, but I always feel, I know Bob Wells is an introvert. So I feel weird just kind of rushing him. So we talked for a couple of minutes. I probably spent more time petting Cody than talking to Bob. But if you look, he is wearing a mask. And he is in the video. He's talking to the guy named Glenn who did most of the organizing. And yeah, he's standing there. You can see the beard and he has like a mask on. That's Bob. So he's actually in the video. I wondered if anybody was going to spot him or spot Cody. But Cody is such the sweet dog. I love Cody. Shara Mill says, "Is a joke with the red shirt on Star Trek that the crew member who always gets killed wears it?" Sort of. Yes, there is an association. There's a joke about red shirts always dying, even though some of the main crew members wear red. And they obviously don't die because they have main character armor. But yeah, there was a joke that if a red shirt went with the main characters, he was going to die. Now, honestly, this isn't universally true. Gold shirts died as well. And like the occasional blue shirt didn't have a good time if they accompanied the team down. The colors on Star Trek, for all the non-Star Trek people are out now, yeah, they do have different codings for departments, but it is only relevant to the original series because they changed a lot of things from the original series to the next gen that sort of became the new color coding for different departments. But yeah, the red shirts used to die a lot. Captain Kirk lost a lot of red shirts. And it's a running joke, like red shirts and dying on Star Trek. Living the life with Lindy, what is up? Martin01 says, "Dawn, are you a vegetarian?" I am technically a pescatarian, so I will still eat seafood. I do try to limit it, and I try to stick with as much of a vegetarian diet as I can, or at least as much of a non-meat diet. I gave up meat in high school, so I haven't eaten, besides like going on and off of eating seafood, I haven't eaten like, I almost lost signal. I haven't eaten meat in a little over like, God, let me think. Okay, I'm 42. So over 20 years. It's been over 20 years that I've kind of floated between vegetarian and pescatarian, and about this much time as a vegan, but I've never gone back to eating like red meat or poultry or anything like that. Lutonia, I hope I pronounced your name right, says, "Hey Dawn, it was great to meet you at the last minute at the RTR. I'm the one with the Walking Dead shirt rocking." Yes, I remember the Walking Dead shirt. It was amazing. Rayo, first you missed Mickey. He's up on the bed sleeping and ignoring me right now, but let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hi, Mickey. I've been asked where you are, so I have to put you on camera. How are you? Are you being a sleepy, lazy cat? Yes, you are. Yes, you are being a sleepy, lazy cat. The Banshee Adventures confirmed. Yeah, the NPC red shirts often died. LOL. Dorian H says, "How was meeting my basic journey and Joey?" Joey is the sweetest dog. Like, absolutely sweet. And Chantel is one of the most genuine human beings I've ever met. I really, really adore both of them, and I'm glad we've gotten a chance to make friends. Yeah, Yeah, because I will consider us friends moving forward. Like, she's a really awesome, genuine person. Be America says women are not supposed to tell their age, Dawn. Whatever. I don't care. I really don't care if people know how old I am. Marna says Mickey is in do not disturb mode. I think that's how he is every time. When people asked to meet Mickey, they thought he was going to be antisocial. I'm like, no. If he sees humans in real life, he's like, oh, hi, human. You're going to pet me? This is awesome. And, like, he'll go to people and, like, want to get pets and everything, want to get his scratches. But, like, when I'm, like, doing this, I think he knows, and he's, like, annoyed. I think he hates, like, me being distracted by the camera. I do have some video of Lady Bug Out walking Mickey. And then my friend Riley, she has like a little dog named Tyson. And there's a little bit of video of those two talking. And the dog's a Chihuahua. So it isn't like this huge dog. And Mickey was basically like, back off. It's kind of funny. Let's go outside and see who's outside. Hey, you guys want to follow me outside? We're gonna go see outside. We'll see if we can find Chantel. I gotta make sure I don't lose my internet connection though, so this is gonna be tricky. All right, I'm putting my hat on so we can go outside. So now we're walking underneath the bed. Let's see who's out here. All right, I'm trying to keep my internet connection and hold my tablet, which is fun. So, this is my campsite. I think recognize this van, some of you do. You probably don't recognize that car. Hi.
Hi. Hello. Hi, everybody.
Well, they just asked about you, Chantel, so I had to go find you.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hello. Joey says hi, too.
And this is doesn't matter, no. Aaron. Because I was holding, I have no idea if anybody's saying anything.
Oh, it is? It's a really sad story.
Julian says, wow, it's still light out there. I thought it would be dark there already. It's getting there.
What time is it physically?
The sun just went down.
Okay, it says it's 6:19. That does not mean it's 6:19.
I have 6 hours connection. That's just what happens when you're streaming. And we're back. There's a little dog back there. His name is Rico. He belongs to our friend Casey, who is also camping with us.
Took a nap.
That's her rig right there. So you don't see, you can do van life and whatever works.
It's getting too dark for you to like be running off.
Should we do a fire, or do you think it's too windy?
It's not as windy as well last night. It's way less windy than it was last night. Bye,
All right, bye everybody. I'm going back to the box truck.
do you want to come to the fire?
I will, but not holding the tablet because it's getting awkward. Oh. So, whoa, I hate doing this. So there's Chantel.
Hi.
There's Bunny from Bunny Place here.
Really sunburned.
There's Aaron from that RV right there. Right there.
I'm gonna put back on my shield.
So I'm probably going to talk to you guys for like another couple of minutes. And then I'm going to probably join the campfire. But we're going to come back in the box truck now. was fun. So this is me getting in the front seat. This is how I get in the box truck most of the time. And then I go underneath the bed. Now I'm here. Woo! So that was fun. Rico Snell said, be proud of your age, not ashamed of it. That's how I feel. I mean, there's some people who don't make it to 42. I'm 42. It's great. Ruby Wannabe says, oh, nice. I love it. I wish I was there. I'm cold in Milwaukee. Oh, Tina says, I'm cold in Michigan. Jose says, I've seen a live chat with Will Prowse and Hobotech. I have no idea where they are. I haven't run into either of them. There was a couple times I lost connection out there, so hopefully you guys still got to see a little bit of my campsite life. Chill Dirts Travels, I will pass on your hello. I couldn't really watch the screen and walk around, so it got kind of crazy. CCH says, I love that RV right there channel. Hello. That is the best channel. It's called That RV right there. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me for this live stream. As I said, like, I've been having a good time. I've needed some alone times at parts. If anybody was looking for me at RTR Skooliepalooza and we didn't get a chance to connect, I am sorry. Because I definitely, you know, I'm fine with that. It's just that I get surprised sometimes, and sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, oh yeah, oh cool, you know me from YouTube, great. And then a lot of times we get into these like really cool conversations, which are great. I just have this moment of shock, like, oh. And then I kind of recover and things usually go better. So I really think like next year I might pursue sort of a more organized sort of path to things. So yeah, I've hit the hour mark. And I really just wanted to say hello to you guys. Let you know I was doing well. Mickey's doing well. I think he's kind of sick of all these dogs. There was a guy who just joined us in his really cool schoolie. Like he's just a random neighbor, and we ended up talking to him. And I opened the window, and Mickey looked like he was thinking about going out. And then he saw the pit bull, and he was like, "Never mind." And it was the sweetest pit bull. Like she was just the sweetest thing. And like I had petted her earlier and everything, but I think he's about sick of all these dogs. He's like done. All right, guys. Peace out. Have a lovely day. And yeah, just feel good. Have a good time. Bye-bye.